Yo, what up, what up? Grand rising to anyone watching this video. I wanted to make this video real quick to speak about how, just in regards to gang stalking. I wanted to speak about something in regards to gang stalking and how there's truly levels to this program known as gang stalking. Because when it really comes down to it, that's what gang stalking is it's a program. And the same way any other program has a creator, this program also has its creator as well, you know what I mean? So it's on some level, we're all being gang stalked, you know what I mean? When it comes down to it, on some level, we're all being monitored. We're all being tracked. It's just that you need to understand that some people, some individuals are okay with that. Some individuals are okay with the monitoring, you know what I mean? Some individuals are okay with the idea that they're constantly being surveilled. Because when it really comes down to it, bro, gang stalking is an example. Gang stalking is an example of the surveillance state. Gang stalking is an example of the modern police state. I don't know if you've read the book 1984. Honestly, I haven't even read that book either, but I know what it's about. I know more or less what that book is about, and I know it's about, you know, like Big Brother, and it's almost like a prediction. The author that wrote that book almost like a prediction of what was coming into the future and how the future was going to be. And I will read that book. Now that I think about it, I need to read that book. But it's kind of like 1984, bro. That's really what's going on now is, I mean, the fact that there's people out here, bro, that don't believe in this, the fact that there's people out there who cannot fathom, the fact that there's people out there that can't, how do I say it? The fact that there's people out here, right? There's people out here, yes. The fact that there's people out here who can't comprehend the idea that Big Brother is a thing. You know what I mean? They can't comprehend. They can't just, like, even for a second be like, okay, yeah, there's a possibility that this could really be a thing. You know what I mean? Because there's already been evidence, bro. There's already been evidence. And I'm trying not to be too emotional about this, but there's already been evidence and there's already been proof that this is already going on. That this is something that has been happening for years. I mean, just look at Edward Snowden. Look at Edward Snowden and look what happened with him. That dude had to go to Russia, bro. This was his country. And he had to go to Russia. And yeah, some people say, oh, he's a whistleblower, so, you know, he shouldn't have done what he did. But in reality, he just exposed something that was very corrupt. He exposed something that was very corrupt, and it was happening to everyone, bro. And if you don't think that they can surveil us through these fucking phones, through all this technology that we have nowadays, bro, the Bluetooth, all the Bluetooth in the fucking, in the cars. Nowadays, you have cameras in cars. Nowadays, you have cameras everywhere, bro. You have cameras everywhere. If you have a TV, that's a camera. If you have an iPad, that's a camera, bro. If you have mirrors, those are like spiritual cameras, right? You can be spiritually surveilled through mirrors. But even then, bro, like I'm almost certain that they have the ability that these mirrors, that not all mirrors, but I'm almost certain that some mirrors, especially when it comes to targeted individuals, bro, I'm sure there's some way they could put some kind of weird technology into mirrors to the point where they can record you, bro. I'm almost more than certain that that's the case. It's just that some people, you know what I mean? Some people who have never really dug deep, you know what I mean? Some people who have never really let their thoughts deep into that level where they can actually contemplate that, oh shit, this could really be happening. It's just they have no real idea. You know what I mean? They have no real idea. It's like they're in this limbo. They're in this limbo where they just think everything's like kumbaya. Like, everything is not kumbaya, bro. The fact that there's people out here who could even think that things are kumbaya is crazy, bro. It's like, it's cowardly almost. Like, in my opinion, it's cowardly. I think of it almost like it's cowardly, bro. Like, how can you be such a How can you be such a coward that you ignore the fact that there's like terrible things happening right now in your reality, in our reality, bro, in this reality that we all share? Because when it comes down to it, bro, you can talk about, oh, my reality, this reality, that. But when it comes down to it, bro, we all share this reality as a collective. Whether you're a targeted individual, whether you're just a regular person, we all share this reality. We all share a place in this reality. It's just that some of us happen to be on different levels of consciousness. And that's really how it goes. Right? Some of us are here to be awakened. Some of us are here to awaken. Some of us are here already awakened. And then you have certain individuals who just have no fucking clue what's going on, bro. It's like, it's kind of weird. It's not weird. It is weird, but it's just like, bro, what the? It's just, yeah, it's just crazy, bro. It's just crazy to me. It's crazy to me. That's really what it is. It's actually just crazy to me. Like, the more I think about it, the more I realize how crazy that shit actually is. That you have people out here who actually operate this way, who just don't think for themselves, right? They have never actually once thought for themselves in any way, shape, or form, bro. Not one time have they actually taken the time to analyze the reality they're in, to question the reality they're in, to actually like dissect a little bit. You know what I mean? And of course, part of the reason why we're targeted individuals is because we are those kinds of people, right? Part of the reason why we are being tracked, part of the reason why we are monitored, part of the reason why in many cases we're disliked is because we have taken the time to dissect this reality that we're in. And, you know, many of us have already gone to the depths. You know what I mean? Many of us have already been through, we've already been through the fire. Many of us have already been through the fire. We've already been through the worst of the worst that a person could go through. You know what I mean? We've already been through all this, you know, spiritual warfare. And obviously that spiritual warfare, it never truly ends. It's just you get to a point where you're strong enough to where it doesn't affect you the same way it did before. But nevertheless, it doesn't go away. And it's the same with gangstalking, bro. Nevertheless, gangstalking is not going to go away. It's just you build a capacity, you build a tolerance, you build an ability to combat it. It's really just, you become a warrior. That's really what it is, bro. This targeted individual program really just turns you into a warrior. For a lot of people, it turns them into crazy people, you know, the kinds of people who you see nowadays, a lot of them homeless on the street. A lot of those people who you see homeless on the street, you know what they once were? They were once targeted individuals. That's what they were. They were once at a point where they were targeted individuals, bro. Some of us are targeted just to be targeted, bro. I know it sounds crazy, but some of us are targeted just to be targeted, just because it's funny. You know what I mean? You better believe, you better believe that there's homeless people out here, man. Homeless people who are literally being targeted right now. They're being gang-stalked right now. They're being fucked with on that level right now. Gang-stalked by other homeless people right now. And many of them are women. Many of them are probably women. Not men, women. But I digress. I mean, that's kind of a tangent. I'm just saying, bro, that the kind of people that are gang-stalked, those are the kinds of people that are gang-stalked, man, is the people who are deemed as worthless, right? Because if you're homeless, that's really what you're deemed as. If you're a homeless person, that's really what you're viewed as. By most people, you're viewed as you're just a worthless bum. You're a worthless bum who has nothing to give to this society. Therefore, you are worthless. You know, you don't have no AirPods. You don't got none of that new shit. You're a lame. You know how my generation likes to describe it. I'm part of Generation X. You're a lame. You know, if you don't got money, you're a lame. If you don't got bitches, you're a lame. Like, you're a goofy. Like, it's just really stupid, man. You know, and in many ways, my generation is the worst generation, bro, because we grew up with this technology. You know what I mean? A lot of older heads, you can actually conversate with them about these kinds of things. I'm not saying necessarily gang stalking, but a lot of these older heads, you can try talking to them about gang stalking, and to them, it won't seem as crazy because, you know, they already grew up in an era where there wasn't as much technological infection, right? There wasn't as much technological infection to where they could actually think for themselves. It was more about reading. It was more about studying. If you wanted to know something, you had to really get to the bottom of it. Nowadays with AI especially, bro, that just makes it even easier for people to not use their minds. That's why in many ways, bro, this AI shit is really demonic, bro. It's really it's a mark of the beast. AI is literally the mark of the beast. In many ways, that's what AI is. If it was already easy enough for people to not think, bro, think about how easy it's going to be for people to not think now that, you know, AI is in the picture. You know, and how easy it's going to be for more people to get gang stalked because of AI. They'll find a way to intertwine the two, trust me. Like, it's crazy, man. It's actually crazy because we are currently living in a surveillance state. And people can't see that shit, bro. Of course, the awakened souls, we can see that shit. We can see that shit for what it really is because we're not operating on an NPC level no more. But it's just, yeah, it's just crazy, bro. But, fuck, I forgot what I even started this video about. But anyways, look, I always do this. I always do that when it comes to these videos. I start with something and then I'll just move into different things. I know it feels a bit scattered, but that's just the way I make that's just my style, you know what I mean? But yeah, bro. I gotta go to work later, you know, and it's another thing, bro, having to work these jobs, you know, you have to go, you get to a point, bro, where you don't even want to be a part of this system no more, you know what I mean? You just, you know, the things that I enjoy doing are the things that are outside the jurisdiction of the system when it comes down to it. You know, things like going on a walk, going out into nature, exercising, you know, doing my own stuff, doing my own thing, you know, playing video games. That's something that I enjoy in my downtime. Everything that I enjoy doing for the most part, writing, reading, drawing, whatever it might be, it's all outside the jurisdiction of the matrix, bro. When it comes down to it, I just don't get I don't get that same dopamine hit no more out of this matrix, bro. It's just, there's no depth, you know what I mean? When it comes to this matrix, most of it is just all shallow, bro. Like, I used to enjoy going places, man. I used to enjoy going to the mall, you know, going to the movie